Selamat pagi, ini video 502. Para ahli ekonomi Amerika itu memang lucu ya. Ini pengamat yang menjelek-jelekkan Amerika, bahwa Amerika di ujung keruntuhan. Ini videonya.
Mr. Trump is very careful. He knows that the mass of the Americans already feel that they've gotten the short end of the stick on a declining empire. The media, the government, they need to tell a different story. Their story is that the rest of the world, and particularly Europe, has cheated us. And Mr. Trump, trying to give the image of the leader who is going to punish the miscreants in Europe and punish the Chinese, what better way than to hit them all over the head with a tariff? What a wonderful gesture of a leading. None of this is going to work. None of it. But he's putting on a spectacular show, and he will be able to go to the capitalist class of this country telling them that this is the only way to hold on to this empire a few more years.
Jadi dia tuh lucu. Dia itu orang Amerika yang menjelek-jelekkan bahwa ekonomi Amerika itu akan runtuh. Nah, sekarang dia nggak mengerti bahwa sebuah power itu adalah didukung dari bawahnya. Nggak mungkin Amerika itu jadi negara superpower kalau nggak didukung oleh orang lain, seperti Eropa, Cina, dan sebagainya. Jadi, pengamat Amerika sendiri itu lucu yang meramalkan kejatuhan Amerika. Termasuk juga Jeffrey Sachs. Jeffrey Sachs ini juga menyalah-nyalahkan karena Amerika memerangi Cina. Dan dia itu mengatakan bahwa Amerika penduduknya itu cuma 4% dari seluruh dunia, sedangkan Cina itu 25% dari penduduk dunia. Jadi, kalau Amerika memerangi Cina, itu dianggap salah. Yang dia nggak paham adalah, Jeffrey Sachs ini adalah, kesalahan Cina itu adalah, dia itu melakukan mengobok-ngobok otoritas M0, otoritas Collateral World Bank, di mana kolateral itu ada di Indonesia, dan itu dijadikan utang Cina, utang gelap Cina. Dan itu adalah kesalahan yang tragis. Ibarat kata, Cina itu dapat kartu kredit dari bapaknya, Amerika, lalu dia shopping, malah membuat bangkrut bapaknya. Ini videonya Jeffrey Sachs.
And therefore, China's only offense is that it threatens American dominance. And that, I think, is a succinct description of the viewpoint of the American leadership. Now, to come back to my view of economics, this is a terrible mistake, not only on a moral level, but on a practical level. The United States has 4% of the world population, 335 million people. How could 4% of the world dominate the world? It's not possible, except if all the rest of the world were to remain poor, unsuccessful, backward, and so forth. But there's not only no moral reason for that, there's no practical reason why that should be the case. So I long believed that poorer countries can grow faster and catch up. And China, of course, is the greatest success story in history of that. But China follows a basic pattern that Japan followed previously, that Hong Kong, Singapore followed previously, because catching up is possible if the leadership is good, if the planning is good, if the strategy is good. There's all this headroom for rapid economic growth possible, and China proved the case once again at a scale unprecedented in history. So the U.S. viewpoint about dominance makes no sense, not only not morally and not practically in terms of security, because the world's not safe if the U.S. is rich and Russia is unstable with nuclear weapons, why does that make the U.S. secure? That makes the U.S. more dangerous. But it's also wrong economically, because Russia will catch up. China will catch up. Africa will catch up. And the United States will find out that being 4% of the world population is just 4%. It's not enough to rule the world. The U.S. will have to learn to be cooperative, and will have to learn that statecraft is more than overthrowing governments. But, and here I will come to the point about current politics, the U.S. still does not understand this till today. And the wars that we see and the crises that we see are still crises of the old imperial mentality. So the war in Ukraine is a war that the U.S. caused, not a war that Putin caused, but a war that the U.S. caused by expanding the military alliance, NATO, eastward, and trying to set up a military base or bases in Ukraine and in the South Caucasus, especially the country Georgia.